Hi, welcome to How to Grow Your Business with Kevin Willett. I got my buddy Jake Ross with us from Build You Marketing. Jake, how you been, my friend?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me on the show. I'm excited.
It's kind of funny to have you back because like you were one of my first ever Professor Kevin interviews.
It
I remember,
was.
it's just kind of funny that we came full circle and stuff. So that's kind of cool. For those who haven't met you, Jake, just take a minute to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Build You Marketing.
Yeah. So I'm Jake. I started a company called Build You Marketing my sophomore year of college at Babson. I've now since graduated about a year out of school. Basically, we create LinkedIn content for founders and executives. So we help them tell their story.
Jake, one of the things that you've been super successful at, congratulations, by the way, is getting press for your clients. Sometimes I think as business owners, we forget about the importance of, especially if you're a local business being in the local paper, people look at that going, I didn't even know Jake started that business. I want to go there. I want to use his business. It's really important, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think like there's mainly two perks with press. I think one is that side of like people discover you. They're like, "Oh, I didn't even know Jake ran that business." But more importantly, in my opinion, is the credibility it provides. So it's almost less about people actually reading the article than people, it's more about people knowing that you were featured in the article. It provides this sense of trust and credibility. So, for example, if I was featured on Entrepreneur magazine, and so now when I'm on sales calls, people are like, "Oh, by the way, like I saw you talk about this LinkedIn strategy. Like I saw that article on your page. I clicked on it, read it, and it provides a sense of like, okay, they can trust me now because one of the biggest media outlets for entrepreneurship trusted me to feature me on their paper." And that can go for really any business owner. One of the biggest things, especially in services, you have to work with people you trust, or people want to work with people that they trust.
Yep.
And so press is one huge way to build that trust and credibility because it's social proof. It's like someone else that's not me has already vetted this person.
I really like that point because in all our businesses, especially in yours in marketing, there is a lot of people offering marketing services. So as a consumer, I'm like, all right, I spoke to three different people. I don't know who to choose. If it's you and two others and you've been in Entrepreneur Magazine, congratulations, you just won. I mean,
Yeah.
it's common sense. I mean, all things being equal, prices being around the same, how do you not go with the person who was in Entrepreneur Magazine if you value entrepreneur? And everyone does. I mean, not too many people go, come on, it wasn't Kevin Jake's, best magazine. This is Entrepreneur Magazine. This is legitimate. So that's kind of cool. Now, but I agree on legitimacy, but it also raises awareness too, right? Which could be valuable.
Yeah, for the right target audience, I think it's more beneficial for a B2C company. So you're going to see more of like an actual direct revenue effect when your business is a consumer. So for example, we have this junk removal company as one of our PR clients, and they've been featured. They just got on Chronicle, which is like ABC News.
Yep.
They've been on CBS Boston, NBC 10 Boston, and you see the effect. Like the news TV segment goes on, and then their form on their website is blown up with a bunch of leads and quotes and inquiries.
Yep.
You don't really see that though on a B2B side.
Sure.
The big article comes out, you get featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, you get a bunch of likes when you share it, but like nothing really happens. And then you start to hear about it later on. When you're on these sales calls, when you're in person, oh my gosh, by the way, I saw you're in Entrepreneur Magazine. That's so awesome. Boom, you start talking. It builds that credibility. So for B2C, yes, it drives a lot of customer. There's almost a direct tie to revenue. Where B2B, it's such a long-term play.
So, Jake, my question to you, do you have advice on people who want to get press? Because a lot of us, like, I'm going to email whatever, and they're getting a bazillion emails, like nothing about you stands out. What's some of the takeaways that people, hey, if you want this, how should you go about trying to get it?
The first thing is you have to have a good story. Like, be realistic with yourself. I have a lot of people that approach me and be like, "Hey, I want you to run our PR," and they have a bad story, and so we don't take them on because it's just like you just need to have a headline of a story. So when you think about like the first step should be read the actual news. Like go into the news that you want to get featured in. If it's Entrepreneur Magazine, and figure out like what are reporters writing about. Like what stories are on the front page because those are getting the most clicks, the most views. The reporters from Entrepreneur Magazine are going to want to write more stories similar to that. So do you have a story? That's the first thing. Um, and it needs to be like a real headline. So ask your don't even ask family or friends. Like ask people you don't know. Like, hey, do you think this is an interesting headline? They might say just yes to like please you. But if you
Yeah.
can find people that are really real with you. So
Yeah.
have a great story is the first one, and having a strong why is the second one. So I don't care if you run a $1.2 million junk removal business. That's a great story, but a reporter's not going to take it if there's no why to it.
Sure.
And
Yep.
so when we pitch the fact that one of our clients started a junk removal company in high school and now does 1.2 million in revenue, the reason the reporter took it is because the whole idea is they're trying to keep items out of landfills. So not only are they helping older residents who can't remove this themselves, but they're not dumping everything. They're repurposing it. They're putting stuff in a rage room that people can come smash to get their anger out. They're recycling. And so when you have that real big why, that's what people latch onto. They don't really care a ton about the 1.2 million in revenue.
They have amazing content, by the way.
Yeah,
They just,
they're awesome.
they're doing a great job. So, Jake, what's the best way for people to reach out to you if they want to learn more, my friend?
Yeah, reach out to me on LinkedIn, Jake Ross on LinkedIn. And it's a good way for us to connect and be in touch, or you can reach out to our email info@thebuildyou.com.
Jake, I appreciate a few minutes calling to the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Cool. Thanks, Kevin.